The famous lollipop.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I first met you, someone had said that was your thing, and they were like, "It's Paulette's thing. She's always got a sucker." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! Like, cool." But I misheard it the first time. She's a sucker, and I went, She seems really nice to me.
Gullible still.
And then I saw this. Oh, okay, it makes sense now.
Well, yeah, it's your mouth gets really dry on stage. You know, your adrenaline's running, so everything dries up, and it's like, and you can't constantly grab your water. So there's been times where I've been playing a song and my throat's closed up with dry, and I'm like, I can't wait for the song to end to get the thing.
Yeah.
And then yay, lollipop.
It's as a scuba instructor, it's kind of the same thing for us because the air we breathe is dehydrated and it's medically clean. So it's very dry air. And even though you're surrounded by water, your throat's just going.
Water everywhere, not a drop to drink. That has to go through your mind, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. There are plenty of times I take out my mouthpiece and go spit it back out and put my mouthpiece back in.
Ooh.
Yep.
That takes something. I couldn't imagine being underwater and not being able to everything. You can't do nothing normal.
Oh no! We tried.
Can you?
It sounds worse than it is, guys. But like we used to. I remember one time I was taught how to take a Capri Sun juice pouch underwater, and you put the straw in, then you sneak it in with your breathing piece, and you can take a drink at depth as long as it's something that's vacuum sealed like a Capri Sun pouch.
Would you look at that?
It was a lot of fun, actually.
You would have
You choke a little bit of salt water doing it, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Can you gargle underwater?
That's called drowning.
Yeah.
I didn't say breathe it in. It was gargle. Yeah. Seeing if you tried it.
How about we start this off properly?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roadkill Drums Podcast. My name's Laurel. We got Mark Roadkill down on the other end. Tonight we are rejoined by the Purple Panther herself, Paulette, and the Honorable Vincent. Welcome aboard, guys.
Thank you.
Vincent, you are quite the young man. I have heard so much about you, and I've only met you a couple of times, but I have seen clips of you performing on stage yourself, both with your mom and as an actor.
Yeah.
So tell me this honestly. Pretend your mom's not here. Which one's your favorite? Music or acting?
Both.
Both. Oh. Not one's not better than the other. That's sweet though. But all right. So which happened first? Was it music or acting that you got into?
It was acting. It was acting.
Okay.
I started doing I used to go to a school called Crossroads Christian School.
Okay.
And they would put on Easter and Christmas
yes, Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
Right on. You cheer Vinny on.
He's the mascot for the whole show. Right
there. Bo. Okay, as I was saying.
Sorry about that.
My old school, they used to put on Easter and Easter plays and Christmas nativity plays. Mm-hmm. And I started performing in some of those. And eventually mom caught wind of this theater troupe at the Lakeland Community Theater called Out of the Box. It's a theater troupe for kids like me.
All ages.
Mm-hmm. With special needs.
Mentally abled.
And when mom heard about this and asked me if that was something I wanted to do, I said yes.
And
so
Tell them about your first show. You got a lead role.
Exactly.
Your first show.
My first
I think
show.
I saw this video.
My first show, it was called One Step at a Time. It's about this girl who goes on an adventure with imaginary versions of her stuffed toys. And I was the teddy bear.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, and one of my other friends was a toy puppy.
Yes.
There you go. And that was your very first casting, was being in a lead role like that?
Yep.
Dude, congratulations.
Yes.
What else did they choose you to do for that show too?
Where'd
we go?
We went on the radio.
Dude.
Yeah.
And here I thought this was like how cool is that being on a podcast? Like, I've been on the radio.
Yeah.
He's been around.
You know Mayhem in the AM?
I am new to the area, so I do not know Mayhem in the AM, but I think Mark has.
Yeah,
I don't listen to him, but I've heard of it.
I was on that show back in like 2016. Or was it 2016?
Your memory's better than mine, honey.
Yeah. It was 2016.
He asked, but he's actually telling you he knows. Was it 2016? Like, you already know it's 2016. Why are you even asking me? But I go with it. Yeah, Vince.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I go back to my pictures of 2016, that will all pop up.
I'm sure it will.
And there it goes.
Okay, so Vincent, kind of transition this, and maybe this is where your mom can chime in a little bit here too. You got into acting. Your mom is a huge supporter in it, and then I happen to know that somewhere along the way, your mom picked up playing music and picked up the bass.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about that journey and how you got inspired to get up on stage with her when she's playing music too?
Well, she started playing the bass like a while back. And well, it wasn't until recently, like I went on stage at Rockin' on the Chain.
Okay.
It's a local autism event in Winter Haven that's held at Tanner's.
Yeah.
And
big shout out to Tanner's and all the people that work with Rockin' on the Chain.
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone.
That's a big weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, they work tirelessly.
Yeah. And I got up there while Mom was performing with, she started out in a duo called A Chunk of Something with another friend of ours named Sandra. And I got up on stage during one of their songs. Mom led me up on there and I got to speak for a moment.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
What'd you get to do? Was it part of the song, or were you like introducing them?
I got to introduce them. I got to speak for a moment about my experiences as a kid with autism. It was really eye-opening.
That's, in some ways, that's one of the coolest jobs you can have on stage. I remember getting to go see a friend of mine was cast in the Goosebumps movie that came out 10 years ago or something.
Really?
Yeah, as a background role. And but we got to go hang out with the cast party because the lead actor has a band called the Narwhals. And so we got to go see them perform for the cast and their friends and family. So there was probably, I don't know, 200-300 people crammed into this place. And it was so awesome. And then to introduce the band, Jack Black jumped up on stage and introduced the whole band. Nicest guy, everybody on that cast.
That's cool.
The nicest people I've ever met. And, but like Narwhals, you guys, there's freaking awesome music. I still listen to your music to this day. And that was 10 years ago. But Jack Black came this close to stealing the show because that announcer gets to be playful and put on that whole thing.
And now he's playing Steve in the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, my kids loved that. Have you seen it yet?
Well, I honestly want to. It looks like a pretty fun movie.
It actually really is. You guys should go.
I gotta say though, when Vincent was on that stage and he received, the place was packed. And when he spoke and we, announced about his show coming up and everything, the applause back, he's up there and he's like, thank you, Tanner's ROTC. And he's all majestic and taking it in. He loves the stage.
Oh yeah.
He just had his show Friday Out of the Box, did their show at Lakeland Community Theater. And it was a beautiful show. And he's up there singing the his actual role was Iron Man. He can talk about that. But at the end, what I wanted to say was at the end, the closing finale song was "This Is Me" from The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And my son, I got a video. He's up on that top row and he's rocking out. And I have never seen him sing so hard. But speaking of that, we're talking about wanting him to come to our show and doing a song with us.
Yeah.
And then he's on the fence about doing it. So I see you, Laurel.
Well, no, you're fine. You're fine. So to kind of piggyback off that, I want to talk to you for just a quick moment about the PB&J show.
Oh yeah,
and the birth of that. Which, by the way, that is the most adorable name I've ever seen. Like the PB&J. So for those of you that don't know, Paulette Badalamenti. Am I saying that right? Badalamenti is paired up with can I say boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob to form the Paulette Badalamenti and Jacob PB&J show. And so it's freaking adorable. They're both phenomenal musicians. Jacob was supposed to be here with us tonight, but unfortunately got a little sick.
Yeah, he couldn't be here, but I'm representing you.
Stage fright.
Since Jacob wasn't able to make it, we're just going to set the record straight. Paulette is the superior musician in that band.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, both of them are good.
They are very good. I'm just stirring trouble, bud. That's all. I'm doing this because I know Jacob's watching right now, laughing his ass off, and you're covering your face like, "Oh no, he was supposed to edit that out."
No, I'm good. Everything it's been the most incredible. My journey's been so freaking incredible, and it just keeps getting better and better. And when he came into my life, like a hurricane, I mean, he came in. And it's just been, he has leveled me up as a musician. There is no dropping or there's no changing keys. It's like, you got to learn it this way and keep up. And it was like trying to keep up with him. He's a freight train with an attitude. And when he's on that stage, when he first played Folsom Prison, no one plays Folsom like that. My brain could not make sense of it.
No, you're not kidding.
I could. It took me months. I wouldn't play it with him.
Well, we had you guys come in and play as sort of an opener act when we premiered Blake Free's Listening Room film.
Yes.
And you guys you might get a chance to look at yours and Jacob's set list and go, "Oh, I have heard a dozen bands play the song, but you haven't heard it played the way that Jacob and Paulette play." I'm not just saying that to hype you up. I absolutely am not. Like, if I thought it sucked, I would tell you, like, "Hey, let's work on this." All right, but what I'm going to tell you, because I've seen you play multiple times. We are in talks to do a listening room with you guys in the future.
Yes,
you guys have there's a character that the both of you work really hard to really bring to life. And as the band, you guys are, I don't want to give anything away, but I know you guys are looking at expanding the band and gaining some rhythm and drumming.
We look at the PB&J show as a collective.
Yeah.
So we're going to have multiple band members at different times for different things.
Okay.
You'll see us, we do have the full band going with Easy.
Okay.
Barry Edwards.
Yeah.
So that's Easy as PB&J. Okay. When we play as that band.
Oh, okay.
But you'll see mostly like the PB&J show or the PB&J jams, because we're also starting jam sessions, because we found me personally, I have a passion for jam sessions, because if it wasn't for a jam session that was gentle and kind and ushering you up on that stage, I would not be here right now.
Oh yeah. We were just talking last week with Rusty and Lori Wright about how, like, I've been all over the country as a military brat, and even with music a little bit too. And the character of a real authentic jam with people that know how to nurture and be welcoming to people is something that I have seldom found outside of this area. And again, big shout out to Jim and Judy.
My God.
They really cultivated that culture in all of Polk County and Florida. And you can see it everywhere you go with everybody that hosts a jam. You can see that experience and character come out.
Absolutely. It was, I'm so humbled and honored, and I'm surreal that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And that people came, and I was able to nurture everyone and deal with that, because it's quick change and there's so many moving parts that I've observed and watched for 4 years now.
Yeah.
I've watched everything that went into it. And So I knew what I was up against, and it takes a lot of energy. Takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
May I
But
say something?
Absolutely.
Well, it wasn't just mom who inspired me to get into music. It was my great uncle, her uncle Angelo.
Okay.
Angelo Badalamenti. He was a very well-known composer. Have you heard of Twin Peaks?
Yes.
He was the one who did the music for that.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
very talented. And he did some odd stuff like the Olympics one year.
He made the
Christmas Vacation.
torch lighting theme for the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in Barcelona. And he was known for that. And he did a Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
no
movie
way.
you watch
And
every year.
Oh,
my
yeah.
uncle,
Yeah.
my uncle Frank really loves that movie.
He should.
Yes.
It's a good movie.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss
Yes.
my ass. Kiss his ass.
Oh, there's
I
so
know
many.
that movie well.
My comments I cannot say, and the ones that I repeat on that one.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Shitter's full. Best line in the whole movies. You're out there in front of that the well-to-do family in the suburbs, and you got your trailer and emptying into the that's just lovely. Lovely. Anyway, we're okay.
Merry
with that.
Christmas, neighbor. Yeah, exactly what scene you're talking
Oh
about.
my goodness.
Okay, well, so
But yeah, so that was music was in my whole life. So of course it's gonna spill over into Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
and he's gonna see it.
and I've seen you put on a little character too, young lady.
Right.
I've seen you
wait.
put a little character, so there's some acting flair on your side too.
I was acting. I started in acting. I was around
Wow.
11, 12. I wound off my acting coach. She wound off her little play went off Broadway. So I got to do off Broadway for 2 shows.
Oh wow!
And then she got us on some cable show back in New York in, it was like 82 or something like that.
Yeah.
They promised to send the tape. They never did. So I have no proof.
Oh,
But-
so see, this is fascinating to me because I had always thought that kind of your entry into the entertainment world was when you got wound up in the wrestling circuit.
Oh, no. No, there was music. My mom family started me on piano young, but I only did that for a few years. And then I rebelled and I went to acting instead,
Gotcha.
and then that stopped and everything stopped in 16. I started trying to learn the bass on my dad's, he had 2 strings
Yeah.
on an old bass. So I played it on and off a little bit as a kid, and original stuff.
Yeah.
And then put it down and didn't touch it.
The very
Yeah.
first band she played in, the very, very first one was what was it, Zyla Blue?
Zyla Blue.
Zyla
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Angel's still doing music. She's out in Kentucky. She's in a band now. It's called Smothered in Bush. They're a Bush cover band. They're all girls. They're awesome.
That might be one of the best band names I've ever heard.
I know. You gotta look that up.
Yeah, she's on the
Oh
Facebook.
my gosh.
She's on the face place.
Okay, I'm
And-
thinking we need that band on the podcast.
Come
Look
on,
us up.
come on out,
Look us
guys.
up.
I have questions.
They're out in Kentucky. So you can look
We're
them up.
going to Tennessee in July, so
Oh.
tell them to come down to Nashville.
All right, Angel, I'll give you a holler. I'll hook you up
Yeah,
with her.
this will
There's
come out
some-
right before our trip. So yeah, we're coming up to Nashville in July for the Music City
Yeah.
Drum Show. Very excited for that.
And I'm actually going to be going to Kentucky in August to see my friend.
There you
My-
go.
Yes, his best friend he hasn't seen that moved up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You guys keep in touch.
Mhm.
I can relate to this because I grew up in the military. So every time I'd find somebody who was like my best friend, they would move to California and I'd move to Virginia or, whatever happened. So there was
Yeah.
there was always a change and we were always
Yeah.
going away. You never knew who you're ever going to see again.
Redeployments are always crazy from what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we call it PCS.
Ladies and gentlemen,
post-change.
Vinny Boombots.
Yeah.
Post-change.
Post change. So you change your post. Yeah, exactly. So, but
Thank you for teaching me that term.
yeah, no
Like,
worries. I grew up in all of it. I used to call it militaryonese because it sounds like its own language. And as a kid, you're like, I don't know, they're all speaking letters to each other. I don't know what it means. The RWSs and the SHITs. Turns out they were just talking about me.
When Vincent, my brain didn't collaborate when he said thank you ROTC at the event, and it's Rocking on the Chain.
Yeah.
For one brief moment, I'm on stage going, did he say the wrong initials for the event? Because my brain didn't comprehend, because it was overwhelmed. It was the first time we played it.
The first time you told me the story and you said that, it didn't connect with me that it was Rocking on the Chain.
Yeah. Oh, so you got that too.
I was just like, is he in ROTC in school or something? I was like, I guess that's the case. All right. I thought you were a soldier.
In this virtual world.
There you go. Play games.
Yeah, I play Minecraft on some very rare occasions. I play this game called Warframe.
Okay.
It's a really cool game once you get into it. It's really story heavy.
Okay. I've heard good things about it. I play a little bit of games myself, but mostly I play Fortnite with my kids. They like that fast paced action. It's a great way to.
You should try Warframe. It's free to play, easy to get into.
No worries. Not a sponsor, by the way.
Yeah, no. Digital Extremes, we are not sponsored.
But we could be.
We could be.
Could be.
We are open to the possibility here.
It's like,
Yeah.
if you want your little lad at the bottom and the top of our videos, give me a call. We can hook this up.
Yeah, send us a message. Leak us a comment. We'll have a great conversation about that. But no, we'll have to check out Warframe. I remember when Call of Duty was the big game. Although I think for these guys, the big game they grew up with, if they even played games,
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, Mario is a big part of our life.
What was
Tell me you had an Atari.
Pac-Man. Pac-Man was fun. Space Invaders.
Oh,
when the Atari
that
came
was
out.
when it started costing me $0.25 every time.
Yeah, but the Atari came out, and you had the stick and the button, and you got to do a couple of things.
Yeah,
Mario-
you had that Pong and
the Ponging thing.
that
Nintendo
duck shooting
stuff is-
Yes.
If you got the fancy version, it had the little pistol.
Oh, you were living large, my friend.
Oh, it was. Because the cool thing was, I learned the only way to use that damn thing and hit the target, because they were always junk as shit.
Yes.
So, but I learned I could stick that straight up here between my eyes, and if I could see it perfectly and hit the trigger, I hit it every time.
Yeah, Nintendo stuff is
Nobody in
part
my
of-
family could touch me.
Nintendo stuff is a pretty big part of our lives.
We have that game at home, don't we?
we-
I gotta try
yeah,
this out.
we have-
My brain's going, is there a way to beat this?
We have an old Nintendo
Did I just get a
Wii
cheat code?
that we got back in 2009
Antique cheat code.
ish. And
Hey, I
Back
still
in the
remember
day, man.
combat.
And,
that combat game. Commando.
I
AB,
used to
AB.
play the
Something.
Mario game for the Wii a lot with Mom,
Yeah.
and it was crazy fun.
Oh my gosh. My generation, I should say the Gen Z generation has been obsessed with the Wii music. When you turn on the Nintendo Wii and this little song that plays, there's
That
been a
was
lot of
very calming.
very calming, very catchy music. But there's been a lot of people that have been like bringing up the memories of the Wii and all those good old days with games. But I had an uncle who had the original Atari. Whenever we'd go visit him in North Carolina, we'd play his Atari. And then I grew up with like a Genesis myself. I've played. I remember as a kid.
Genesis does what Nintendo.
Oh, my boy made it funny.
That was the actual slogan.
I did not know this. But
Is it really?
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
you didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear that. That's hilarious. That might be the title of this episode.
See if we can get some funding here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the actual slogan. The console wars. Well, I'm not a '90s kid
Okay,
myself.
you just
I
brought in
am.
the millennial.
History
You got the
class.
millennials
I
coming
know.
in now. Okay, here we go.
History class. My childhood's a history class.
Here we go.
But no, I was trying really because I have a childhood memory of playing the original Nintendo playing Duck Hunt.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yes.
you can't get it anymore.
yeah,
I have looked even on eBay and no one has it.
Yeah, my grandma, she actually has my mom's childhood NES stashed away.
Yep. With all those games and all those pieces
No.
you can't get anymore.
Games.
He has begged her and she's like, nope.
Well, What's her price?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, that's to her grave.
Oh man.
No, that was Papa's favorite. Because Papa would sit there with the dunk hunting game. And he cursed at it. It was fun times.
Yeah.
It was fun. Then my mom would play
Everybody cussed it because you
Castlevania.
couldn't hit that son of a bitch. I don't care how good a shot you was. But once I learned how to stick it right there between my eyes,
You all heard the game
That was
hack
before
here.
glasses.
You've been stuck on this since
I was hacking shit before you knew what a game was.
When we go down Last Hand Cat to hook it up and see if this hack works.
That might be the title of the episode. Before you knew what the game was. That needs to be on next year's shirt. Welcome to Roadkill Drums,
smacked
who
you
was
on
hacking
to
shit
next
before you knew
year's
what the
shirt.
game was.
Oh, that's
my
too
God.
much.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, your new studio is fantabulous.
How do you like it?
That's
I
all marked
love
down
it
there.
so much. It is so nice and so flashy.
I got pretty sparkly
You
blue
got all the
drums
spark-
and
there's
pretty
so much
sparkly
sparklies.
red drums.
I'm
Yeah,
And glow in
those
the
ones.
dark drums.
Mark was telling me these
light
red
ones.
ones are like $3,000.
ouch.
Yeah.
That is.
That's why it's on the top shelf.
It's a Ludwig 50th anniversary Bonham kind of setup.
Ooh.
Vista Light. And that is one of 35 kits made worldwide.
Wow.
Wow.
How'd you
So
acquire
it
that
should
one?
be more than 3,000.
I bought it on Sweetwater.
There's the name we can
Another
actually
Who needs to be?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking to them. I sell a lot of stuff on Sweetwater.
Yes,
I mean,
you
I
do.
do. I really.
you got
sell a lot.
featured not too long ago by Sweetwater.
Yeah, they
featured you on their
actually
page and
featured
everything.
me as one of their premier sellers
Ooh,
on their used site, which is cool.
that is
'cause,
cool.
I mean, but I buy so much stuff from Sweetwater. I've got
You better
stickers
give him
to
some
give.
recognition. He'll
I
stop
give
buying
away
it.
Sweetwater stickers with every order,
Oh,
along
God.
with the Roadkill stickers, because I got that many Sweetwater stickers.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Yeah.
That's after my wall of shame out there on the kitchen.
Yeah, hundreds on the outdoor kitchen.
I ran out of room for
Hundreds.
Sweetwater stickers.
We'll get the camera out there at some point and see if we can get a cool shot of that or something. That'd be
I
fun.
always want to make a contest, see who could count how many were actually there.
Maybe we'll do that for the holiday drawing this year or something.
Oh, there's some
Never
Never
did
get it
people
right
out
because
there
there's some
just
of them
waiting
are
for
completely
that.
covered.
Oh.
So you have to look at the
Oh,
grooves
so
underneath them too.
there's a 3-dimension to it. But
Do you have an accurate count? Do you know how many are up there?
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
Oh,
so
well,
then,
then we can't
then
get a
you
contest,
can't
'cause
do
we-
it. You guys have to do a count.
We could peel them off one at a time.
Jesus.
Start
I'm busy
over.
that day. Whatever day that is, I'm busy. I think we're all busy. We're all going to that thing, right?
Well,
We're
yeah,
not-
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the
Are you
sticker
bringing the stuff?
convention.
Are you
For the
bringing
sticker
the stuff?
convention?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Vincent's got lunches on Vincent.
I only get $15 every Wednesday. What are you
Vincent, we love you, bud.
Perfect. Oh.
What? Oh my God.
Yep.
They're
Okay.
clamped.
Yes. That's a my son.
Vincent, I'm gonna need you to come for every podcast tape from now on, please.
I mean, if my mom's gonna be here, I may as well be.
I'll
We
send
love
you in
having
an
your
Uber.
mom on the show.
You can
We
go
love
in an
having
Uber.
you on the show.
I'm gonna give you an Uber. And you go in an Uber.
An Uber.
But I'm hoping to get my son on stage with us, that he'll actually sing a song, because we know what I want it to be, and it'll be a really awesome song. And because he really does have a good voice,
Yeah.
you know, he sings quite well, and he's played in front of more people than I have. He's performed that they fill up that theater.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know,
Well, I've heard the shows are phenomenal, so that doesn't surprise me. a
oh
bit.
yeah, I mean, a standing ovation every time. And so, get
It's
the
so
bug,
full
come
she
on
couldn't
stage
even
with
get
me.
close.
Mom's in the back.
I was.
She was.
Last 2 shows, I was in the back.
She's got that cell phone zoomed in as far as it'll go.
No. The
She's-
trick is to go to dress rehearsal the night before and get all the footage at
Get
the
all the
dress
videos
rehearsal,
then, yeah.
because you're not allowed to record the actual show. And then after the show comes out, you can release little clips. So you gotta be mindful of the copyrights.
You
and all
can
that
get
fun
into
stuff.
the dress show. That's where you get your footage.
Yes, that's the way
Yep.
mommy gets it. I used to volunteer and help them backstage during shows and help pick up the slack during those shows. But when I started playing music, it was too much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you know what? This is Vincent's thing. Let him have his thing.
Yeah.
And let me be the proud mom in the audience that gets to see the show at the end and not the whole process.
She actually got to perform on stage with me a couple of times.
Yeah.
And
we did a little skit.
We did in the Christmas Carol show. One of the kids unfortunately had a meltdown and wasn't allowed back. So Mom decided to offer to be the understudy. And
they asked me.
They asked her. Yeah. Asked her to be the understudy.
Yeah.
And she played the Ghost of Christmas Future.
I stood there as the Grim Reaper pointing at the all I had to do was point. And then I didn't
stand there
and I forgot I had the sickle in my other hand. And then when the scene was starting to end, I moved forward, and then you could see in the video the Sean who played Scrooge. He's going because the sickle's coming towards him. He totally ad-libbed that. I almost took this kid's head off. I wasn't paying attention.
It was cardboard. It was cardboard. It was a cardboard site prop.
That's what I was going to say.
It was a prop.
But still, it was not cool. And
then in another show, we did a skit about penguins in Antarctica racing a polar bear, and I guess it was meant to be based off the tortoise and the hare.
So the penguin was the tortoise and the polar bear represented the hare.
And when another friend
it's a race.
When another friend of mine, Mackenzie, couldn't make it because it was
she had to work.
It was 2 performances. She couldn't make one because she had to work.
Oh.
So Mom asked if
they asked.
Don't
make it seem like I'm looking for roles because I am not. I was asked both times. They had this ego. I want to play in my son's play. Let me go too. No. I don't want to be in the silence.
I haven't been able to act since I was 17.
They're going to think my ego's this big. Get me in on that. Okay. Listen, this is not looking good for me in any way, shape, or form.
I think he's filling this in here.
I'm twisting it too much. I'm sorry.
All right. It's okay. The words a little backwards. All right. Get it right. Mr. Accurate. Get it right.
The director asked her to understudy again. And she ended up playing the polar bear.
Yes.
I was going to ask, did you play the polar bear?
Yes, I did. I did. And it was funny. It was great. I'll send you guys the clip. It's really funny.
Did you eat the penguin?
No, the penguin won the race and he was gracious.
I was just hoping
he was gracious. I was so sad that I lost.
If I was a penguin and the polar bears chased me, I'm running like hell.
I took them all out for burritos at the end.
That's
of my last line. My last line in that scene was I took all the people that came to the race and all the penguins to get burritos. So we had burritos. No one ate any penguins, Mark. Don't make it dark.
I could feel him fighting the urge to just go penguin burritos.
This is not that
show. What kind of burritos were they?
And on that note.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. All the puns.
I've never had penguin, but I'd try it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Combs.
I bet y'all could.
We all love him, and he probably could cook it really good. He's an excellent cook. He lures everyone in with his food.
I kind of want to tell the Boudin balls story.
Oh yeah.
What story? Oh, we got a story.
So when I first moved here, he was doing the dinner jam.
Yes.
And I showed up to one, and he had made this it was like a Louisiana Cajun themed dinner, and he made these fresh Boudin balls. Fantastic food, by the way. It was very good. And I've been into it, and he sits down and he watches all of us eating it. Everybody, I don't remember who was there that night. We're all eating it. And he looks up and he just goes, I put in a secret ingredient. See if you can figure out what it is. And we all went,
my God, Mark, you did not.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, my God.
Okay, is that we're already halfway through it. So
song shoe.
What's songshu?
Look it up in Chinese.
Is it a mushroom?
It's a squirrel.
Squirrel.
So, yeah. So Mark had gotten a squirrel here in the backyard, and growing up in Illinois
It was in the
on
garden.
a farm.
I know
a
it's
pest.
it's awesome that you served it at a roadkill dinner jam.
Yes.
That is yes, Mark. Yes, good for you, Mark.
That's on
Good for
brand,
you.
but at the same time,
Good job,
kind of
Mark.
weird.
I did
I
pick it
mean-
up off the road.
All right.
Yeah, it
okay,
wasn't
we
off the
are in
road.
the
It
country.
was-
We are
yeah.
in the country. It is acceptable food here in Polk County. It is.
I just-
Listen,
I
if
was like,
it was
"Oh,
the
it's really
apocalypse, I know that Mark will survive. So I will stay close to where Mark is because I know this one will survive.
tasty." Dude, that is, yeah.
Stay
Might
close.
serve you Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're not
I had
dead
those. Those are good,
and starving.
Oh, you don't have to be. I had a party, and my dad brought down. He used to work for a vet, so I grew up eating Rocky Mountain oysters.
hmm
And he comes down with a whole bucket
What?
full. Yeah,
Hold on. You just
not every
you just-
day. I mean, that wasn't my main food source. I lived on a farm.
We were so poor.
We had a lot of chicken. I
He
mean,
worked at the vet for the meal benefits.
Just meal benefits.
well,
They were going to go in the garbage anyway. What a waste.
That's a lot of meat. But
Thank you,
anyway,
Vincent. Thank you, somebody who gets
I know what I'm doing, and I prepared them well.
Okay.
Had a party, and everybody there was loving them. I mean, just everybody.
Oof.
I told them what they were eating. They did not believe me.
Yeah.
What they think it was.
We thought he was just
Chicken
pulling
or
one over on us. So I'm
Yeah.
driving home later on that night with my wife, and just goes, "Did your dad? Was he serious, or was that like he was joking with us? Because I don't know, squirrel like from his backyard." And she goes, "Oh no, he was serious. It was definitely a squirrel from his backyard."
And
Like,
welcome
with
to the family,
zero
Laurel.
hesitation, like it was normal. And I was like,
It
"Oh."
is.
And Laurel's still here,
Cool.
ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's
Oh,
okay.
well, I gotta
Actually,
tell
it was
everybody.
actually, it was really tasty.
Yeah.
I've
will
got to
give
tell
him-
everybody a songshu because if you give it a Chinese name, it's okay. You know, I mean,
Yes.
half the time you're eating, that kung fu cat.
Mm.
So next time you go that takeout, you'll remember that.
Please
Yeah.
don't ruin that for me.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late. But I name it
I told you
songshu,
there
but
was
I made a
time.
lot of other recipes with it too, not just boudin balls, but I made one of the best ones I came up with is egg rolls.
Oh.
I made some songshu egg rolls, kind of like a
Egg rolls at
pulled
Mark's
pork egg
house.
roll, but just switch squirrel with the pork.
Okay. I would think
I'm just telling you.
squirrel's cleaner than pork because they eat better. A little bit better than the pork.
Takes a lot more
I mean,
to get a pound of meat.
I guess it
but-
depends
It
where I
does.
get the squirrel. But
So how many squirrels did you have to kill for this? I mean,
I didn't have to kill any of them, but I eat all of them I kill.
okay. Okay. So do you store them over time? Because I would expect you didn't get them all in one day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that was a labor of love that
It's
much.
just-
That took
I-
a long
it was
time.
a
I
new
clean them and
experience
I
for
throw
me.
them in the freezer, and when I get enough, I make good food for people, and they never come over again, except for they like it and they still come back.
Okay. That's awesome.
okay.
That's I'd be, listen, I pretend, but if it was a point of, there was nothing else to eat.
Oh, there's this
You
restaurant
know.
in Denver, Colorado, where my family lives. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Oh, it's a big thing out there.
Yeah, it is. But there's this restaurant that feeds you old frontier style food, including the methods by which it's cooked. So you can have possum, you can have snake, you can have. I've tried all of it.
Wow.
It is very interesting. I gotta say, like buffalo, not bison.
What's your
Buffalo
favorite
is-
roadkill animal?
I'm tempted to lean down and just go, that guy
Well, eat me.
Dead one.
right
Oh, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to
We're not
like and
done.
subscribe.
Hit that follow button.
Ring the bell.
See if Mark's here next week.
Next week on Roadkill, crickets.
Chirp,
No.
chirp, chirp. That's where we need my button again. He took my button away.
He took
again.
your button away. He
Yes.
had the
I
button.
said
And
it
he
in
took
the
it.
camera.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
Ooh.
they Hold on.
He says I'm a bad
Vincent just leaned over and just looked down at me and went, wow.
Yeah. He said I'm a bad button pusher, and he had to edit out everything because it just changed the whole mood every time I pushed the button.
Because you couldn't find the button you wanted.
Well, if you label the fucking things.
Okay.
Or at least give me a day to warm up to them.
And next week, boys and girls, we're going to learn colors.
But
yeah.
They could have been color coded.
They
could have been, but they weren't.
Anyways. You set them up for failure, Laura.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
There's 9 buttons here. It's a game of match with 3x3. Like you could play tic-tac-toe and figure it out.
You need to get just get the app on your phone and just pull it out.
I used to be real good at Simon Says, so I can't believe,
That's why he was pressing all of them. He was doing the game. He thought it was a game. Yeah. So he was winning.
Which 2 ones match? But we also, the reason that we had the buttons even set up in the first place is because of the Sunday roast show that I'm doing with the Laugh Out Lounge, an insult comedy style, segmented show, not improv. There's some improv, but and so we created these sound effects for me to use that for that show.
Laugh Out Lounge, another future sponsor.
Technically current.
You know what,
really.
Laurel? I don't think enough
current.
people. Listen, I got to say something. I need to be heard here. I don't think enough people have found out how incredible of a being you are, and how incredibly talented and loving and giving and caring you are in this community, along with Mark and their lovely spouses. But you particularly working hard and helping people with sound and how you've evolved, and you're all in this community. And it's like, I'm cheering you on and I'm loving seeing you out there doing sounds at shows, and you're just a force to be reckoned with. You keep going. You inspire me so much. Thank you for choosing to be here in this county. So thank you so much. I don't think you get enough of that.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
He doesn't.
I want to
I'm his father.
You do a lot. You do a lot for these musicians, this town, and people. And thank you. Thank you. You don't get it's from all of us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I want to hug you.
Yes, we will after the filming. It's coming. It's coming. But he's gonna have to get edited. There's gonna be so many more edits involved. Oh my god, this will take forever to come out, and Vincent's gonna bother me from the second we stop.
He doesn't edit.
Okay, there's no edits. Okay,
no,
not really.
It's live.
He thought it was live. He thought
it's not live right now.
Yeah,
we'll put it together. No, you're fine.
I thought it was live streamed.
I am exploring that option for next year, but there's a whole bunch of extra equipment and stuff that goes into the live streaming. So especially in the kind of setup that we have.
Vincent was interested at one point in doing podcasting. He wanted me to set him up with a mic and stuff, but then he lost interest in it.
I will say this: it's a lot more work than you think.
Circle because
here we are.
Yep.
This kid
Vincent's a podcaster now.
He thinks he's got to sit at this table all the time, so we gotta.
He is technically.
He does. Vincent, you have a seat at this table
Yes.
anytime you want it. You can be in on any episode you want. I'll let you. Right. You just call me up, and be like, "I'm coming." I'm like, "All right, let's go." Be
careful. He asks the hard questions.
He'll
ask the hard questions. Yeah.
Bring it on.
He'll bring the uncomfortable, awkward to it.
No.
As I overheard and hear him telling the story, my story to Mike and me. I overhear him because I guess Mike, he was injured and all that, and he had to take medicine, and that triggered him to tell him, how I was messed up on. No, it's okay. People don't know this, and I think I have a great story that I was so sick and I was on so many pills and addicted to pain pills for so long that I came back from something like that.
Yeah.
That I came back from, renal failure and all that, and created a life along with having you and bringing you up with me. So, if that inspires someone to keep going, you can come back from any addiction.
Amen to that.
True.
You absolutely can.
I've been on my fair share of drugs, and I learned that the addiction is a choice to a degree. There is a point when your body becomes dependent on it, and then that whole situation. What I said was a real hard line. But what I meant was that falling into that in the first place, like someone asked me, why'd you smoke your first cigarette? And I was like, I just thought it smelled good. And he goes, well, why'd you smoke it? Like, how'd you get inspired to smoke it? Why did you smoke your first cigarette? There's only ever one reason.
Yeah.
Because you thought it was cool.
Oh, yep.
No, I've got another one.
Oh, what's yours?
The reason I started smoking cigarettes is because I wanted to learn how to inhale so I could smoke pot without looking like an idiot.
Oh.
You wanted
Ladies
to look
and
cool.
gentlemen, Mark Holmes. He practiced being cool.
But in terms of the addiction side of things, the addiction side of things, the only reason you ever smoked for cigarettes is because you thought it was cool. That same thing kind of falls into it. So that end is what I mean by it's a choice. If you're playing with something that you know isn't good for you,
there's certain aspects that is a true statement, but there's also the emotional element. What is that person going to numb? Why are they turning to that? What are they running from, and what are they escaping? So for me, it was emotional pain.
Yeah,
it started with physical pain. And then when they started numbing my physical pain, I'm like, oh, I don't feel anything else either. This feels, I can get through life now. Yeah. But it was numbing the emotional things. What are you numbing? What are you running from? What trauma that you need to heal within yourself so that you don't need this to run?
Oh yeah, no. Mine was purely 100% emotional pain when I got into all that stuff.
Yes,
and, one of the biggest steps that I made. I'll say one of the biggest, because I would say the biggest step to getting off of it was making the decision to get off of it. So that was the biggest step.
Yes,
you have to.
The most terrifying step.
The first way you help yourself is by acknowledging that you need help.
Yes,
or that something's wrong.
Yep.
But the second most important thing that I did was change every aspect of my routines. Yeah. So I just started showing up at different places, making new friends, even wearing different clothes, changing what I ate. Yeah. And if you can change everything about your habits, you can break it. Yes. And that takes a
lot of strength. Yeah. It takes a lot of, you got to cheer yourself on. It's a long road. But it's possible. You just, it's a long journey to go from hating yourself and despising and look at the mess you've become. How's anyone going to love you? How are you going to love yourself? But and then getting to that next spot. It's a journey, and you learn to love yourself. And
it's a lot like growing up, because we have those moments of look at what the mess you made, whether it's the, $160,000 worth of cocaine you did in a single year. Nod to Rusty there.
No shit.
Or whether
I'm just thinking back then that was a lot of cocaine.
Or when you're a kid and you've got a really bad report card you got to give to your parents, and your friends you're not having a good week, you're not having a good day, whatever it is, and you're just depressed down, and you're feeling that sense of like, look at the mess that I've made. Yeah, it all boils down to the simple fact that you're growing, or you're changing, or to make it super simple, you're growing up. And when you can make that kind of decision, that's the biggest thing you can do.
Oh God! Yeah.
But I got preachy there, didn't I?
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, when am I going to grow up?
Mark, you don't have to grow up. It's not your job in this lifetime.
No, I'm older.
Well, I'm older too, but people have the illusion that I'm an adult. But I played off well.
That's another thing that I learned, not to stay on this fortune cookie philosophy thing that I'm stuck on for some reason. But that was another thing too, is that being old is a decision too.
Yes, that I agree.
Young is a mentality.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
If only my knees felt that way.
Yeah, those parts.
There's the other thing. There's a lot of stuff you're never going to learn without age.
So much.
Age is wisdom.
Yeah.
And God, I keep my mouth shut compared to what I used to.
Gotta let them do it, Mark. Let them do it. They don't know.
All righty, guys. Well, I think on that note, we're going to close this out. We're going to take a break from these drum thrones, go get some snacks and drinks, and hang out. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to the Roadkill Drums podcast, brother. You're a podcaster now. And is this cooler than radio?
Very much so.
Yes, I'll take that win.
It will be after he sees it.
There you go.
Because he only got to hear himself on radio.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, Mommy was sitting there filming it. I was there too.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
So he got to see it too.
Yeah.
But plug my thing. Please follow the PB&J show on the Facebook, please.
And if you're in the Polk County area or Central Florida area, plug your jam.
And the easy PB&J.
Easy as PB&J jams at Kimber's the last Monday of the month.
Easy's a good drummer.
Oh, Easy is phenomenal.
Love him.
He is one of the best, and it's an honor and a privilege to play with him. I can't believe I get to play with him.
But yeah, if you're out in the Polk County, Central Florida, and you got some music to play, come out and see these guys at your jam. Tell us a little where they can come to your jam.
Kimber's the last Monday of the month, Kimber's.
Yeah, right here in Winter Haven. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's the last Monday of the month. The one at LA's, we don't have a solid date for that yet, but that will be known and posted in the future. I'm excited to be doing jams. It's such an honor and a privilege to be able to do that and turn the tables and help people. Me and Mark, we were at the first jam together. It was my first. You were at the time.
It was one of my first ones too.
Yeah, but that was actually my first time ever. You were at that one. My first one ever, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. And here we are repeating it. It grows. Thank you, Vincent, for coming.
Yes.
Thank you for not throwing me completely under the bus. I love you so much.
He had opportunities too.
He did good. I'm proud of him.
No worries.
I'm proud of him.
I know, right?
Good job, baby.
Rock star. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for giving me the good throne.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh.